Wow. Okay, people, this is an interesting one today. For some reason, my screen is blank. Morning, Thriving Warriors. My screen is blank, but I can see right here that I am broadcasting, so that's kind of cool. I won't know, I don't think, who's on, but that's okay. We'll make the best of it. Technical difficulties, no problem. No problem. So looking at my phone, I can see Charlene is on and I can see Todd is on. Well, so we don't quit. All right. Here we are at Department of Career Services, where our goal is to help you get from point A to point B. Yeah, okay. So from point A to point B. And how do we do that? We do it through a series of tiny tidbits that we can scoop up along the way that are nourishing, etc. This is the first one, this podcast, but down below in the description, please subscribe. Are about, let's see, there are 14, 15, 16, about 17 additional breadcrumbs, not breadcrumbs, morsels that we can scoop out of the ocean, including advice from an 80-year-old, including the link to our online course, a neuroscience-oriented approach to success, the motivational video I watched, which today was particularly good for our people. Please watch that. Also is the link to a Jordan Peterson video, TED Talk, today's Blaine Elker's Waiteba, What You Think About, You Bring About, the Reticular Activating System, Inc. magazine, article on how to be a better employee, Daily Stoic, Seth's blog, our FABLE, David Goggins, Jack Rowland, Baraka Church, our daily prayer, our Aesop's Fable, and the Seth Godin blog post. So we got all of that down below. That's the important stuff. Again, please subscribe, please share, thumbs up. You know the thing to do. Thank you. All right, so moving right along, let's get started. How do we do that? Well, we do it with our cup of coffee. And we have our pen and our paper, because it's important to learn this material, not just watch it passively, to learn it, absorb it. As one of the sound bites, one of the memes from today's video, if you want your life to change, you need to change your life. Things are not going to get better just because we wish they do, because we pray they do. We also have to take action. God helps those who help themselves. Okay, next step, coffee, good cracker. Next step is as I already said it, the advice from an 80-year-old. Today's advice, never give up on anybody. Miracles happen every day. Okay, never give up on anybody. Miracles happen every day. Next, write in your book, I'm so grateful and happy now that. I'm so grateful. Good morning, Diana. I'm so happy and grateful now that blank. Well, it's Sunday, making some big changes here. Todd, you need to get ready to go. Everyone, I will be heading to church before 7:15, probably by 7:15, taking the family first trip number 1, heading over there, dropping off the little materials they have. Then I will maybe take Shannon with me to Oh Happy Bread, where I will get the Honda, give the Kia to Shannon. She can then head back here, get more of their stuff. is sort of the plan, tentative plan right now. Get more of their stuff. I will then get other things, head back, and we'll do the trip twice today. So Todd, you need to be ready to go. Today, Todd, it looks like you will be in room 6. Shannon will be in room 8. Tomorrow, hopefully, Shannon will be moved to the apartments after her meeting at Nevada Outreach. And then Matt will move to 8. And we will go from there after Todd meets with City Nevada Outreach. But anyway, TMI, too much information for right now. Let's keep moving on. I'm so happy and grateful now that, yes, it's Sunday. Had a great dinner last night with the priest, Father Bruno from the Catholic Church. Thanks to Charlene, hosted by Charlene at Oh Happy Bread. Great meal. And it was very good. Oh Happy Bread. One of our sponsors, not really, could be. Oh Happy Bread. So, moving right along. TED Talk, Blaine Elkers. Okay. What you think about, you bring about. This again has to do with the reticular activating system. Here we are finishing week 2. This week is about how to build the boat. So what needs to be on our boat? Sails, rudder, below deck, hull. Building the boat to cross from Someday Isle all the way over to Success Landia, across this uncertain, predictably unpredictable, dangerous water that if you do not have a good boat, you will not make it. You will probably sink. Maybe you'll be drifting for a while. Maybe somebody will rescue you and take you along on their journey. Maybe that's what will happen. So instead of you getting to your Success Landia, you will be on someone else's, which could be okay, but that's not the goal. The goal is not to be a sheeple, not to be somebody that is at other people's thing, to be an independent, free, autonomous soul to pursue your best life. This week again is how to build the boat, why the sails are important, why the rudder is important, why the below deck is important, mostly importantly, why the whole of the ship is important. Because if the sails stop working and or the rudder stops working and or the below deck isn't so great, or maybe it's not, you don't have a below deck, at least you still have the opportunity to go forward. If the whole of the ship is there, you have the opportunity to go forward. And the ship represents the boat represents the 4 parts of our program. The sails are the physical, the rudder is the mental, the below deck is the emotional, and the hull is the spiritual. You need all 4. 3 of the 4 won't get you there. Pick any of the one to get rid of. If the hull breaks, you don't have a good hull, you're going down. If the rudder breaks, well, now you're rudderless. You're subject to the current and the winds, and you'll just drift along, probably crashing into something. Most people go through life pretty rudderless. The sails are the physical part. Without sails, you're not going to have forward motion. You need fitness and health so you can endure this lifelong journey. And then the below deck is the emotional part. That the below deck has your galley, so your food is there, your supplies are there, your storage is there for the treasures you collect. A nice, warm, safe place to sleep outside from the elements, from the outside forces, always trying to too hot, too cold, too wet, too dry, etc. So the below deck is important. All of those 4 things we do here, you need all 4. Moving right along. Okay, so Seth Godin. What does Seth have to tell us today? In search of chatoyancy. What? Let's see. I don't see any comments from anybody. Chat publicly. Let's see if I do that. Is anybody out there? Anybody making any comments? Good morning, director. Good morning. Good morning. Okay, good. Got 3 good mornings. In search of chatoyancy. A cat's eye is smooth but doesn't seem to be. There's a mystery of depth. The illusion is called chatoyancy. The same is true for some sorts of wood. Cedar is an exception. The digital age makes it more and more likely we're experiencing things through a flat screen. True. And as a result, it's very easy to file flat experiences away without a thought. Okay, the flat experiences are the things we see on the screen. So it seems like it's in 2-dimensional. We perceive it as 2-dimensional. Our brain files it as 2-dimensional. But, and there's always a but creating something that's chatoyant, that shifts in the light, that changes as we experience it, that's a fascinating and useful project. Good. Okay, thank you. Look at life differently. Okay. Chatoyancy. Try to use that word today. Chatoyancy. Is the bread at Oh Happy Bread chatoyant? All righty then. Our fable of the day, the mischievous dog. The mischievous dog. Nope, we're not talking about you. There was once a dog who was so ill-natured and mischievous that his master had to fasten a heavy wooden clog about his neck to keep him from annoying visitors and neighbors. Ugh. But the dog seemed to be very proud of the clog and dragged it about noisily as if he wished to attract somebody's attention. He was not able to impress anyone. Okay, so the dog's perception is he's rewarded. Now he's special, but didn't impress anyone. You would be wiser, said an old acquaintance, to keep quietly out of sight with that clog. Do you want everybody to know what a disgraceful and ill-natured dog you are? What? What are you talking about? This is a reward. I've got this clog so people notice me. No. Aesop's moral, notoriety is not fame. True. Okay, different time, different place. Here's what I say to you. There's 3 views of you, at least 3 views of you. There's the how you see yourself, there's the how others see you, and there's the how you actually are. Sometimes you want people to perceive you as better than you are. Sometimes, Sun Tzu, you want them to perceive you as weaker than you are. The important thing is to know who you are. So in this case, the dog thought it was someone other than he was. His self-perception was way out of whack with the rest of the people, with everyone else. Not really good to go through life that way, where you feel you're better than other people think you are. And here it was not intentional by the dog. The 2 fundamental questions are, who am I and why do I behave as I do? If you want things to change, you need to change first. So, wait, how do you change if you don't know who you are? You have to ask that question. You have to get an impression from other people. Too many people say, I don't care what other people think. But that's not really an accurate statement. You should care what other people think to an extent. At least be aware of what other people think. Maybe that's the thing. You don't necessarily need to care, but you should be aware. Because if you're trying to project A and people are perceiving not A, it's going to be very difficult for you to get to the place you want to get because nobody's going to help you. Okay? So it's important to know who you are. Who am I? And why do I behave the way I do? If I know those 2 things, then I can dial in who I need to be right now. Okay, next, our prayer, an evening prayer. May he support us all day long till the shades lengthen and the evening comes, and the busy world is hushed, and the fever of life is over, and our work is done. Then in his mercy may he give us a safe lodging and a holy nest and place and peace at the last. Amen. All righty then. So where are we now? Where are we now? Where are we at? Where are we at, people? So we are down to the last two morsels, the last two easily collected, digested things. Number one from Diana. Yes, yesterday was the only easy day. Act such that yesterday was the only easy day. If you want to get from point A to point B on your journey, if you act such that yesterday was the only easy day, that means you have to get comfortable being uncomfortable, embrace the suck, be more samurai, karate chop chop, which means do things a little bit as perfectly as possible given the time and resources you have. Try to fill the day. Try to fill the day. When you find yourself saying, oh, it's time for me to relax, I'm tired, do a little bit more. Just do a little bit more. If you do that every day, pretty soon you'll be able to go 18 hours a day getting things accomplished, and then comparing yourself to other people who have an attitude of, I'll work for a little bit at a mediocre pace, and then I'll take a break because life is about comfort. I need to seek comfort, not accomplishment. If you then compare yourself after a period of time, as in today's motivational videos, Jocko Willink says, you win. You win. When you compare yourself to people, you're pushing yourself to be the best version of yourself possible. When you're doing that every day, all day long, as much as you can, when you're doing that, and then you compare yourself to the other people who have the belief that comfort is the goal. Comfort is the goal. I deserve to feel good. Well, you don't feel good when you're chasing comfort. But when you compare yourself to those people, as Jocko Willink says, you win. Every time. Okay, so now leaving it up to Charlene. Charlene says, if you're still here, the last morsel, if you're still here, God is not through with you yet. Yes, and when does the journey end? The journey ends when we stop breathing. When our heart stops, that's when the journey ends. That should be the idea. Not to when I get to retirement and I get to sit around smoking my cigarettes with a gravelly voice. And I look at the things that other people have and I try to convince myself, I don't really want that. Not the best plan. If you get prepared, if you stay prepared, you don't have to get prepared. Okay, so time check, 6:26. Wow, good day. I don't know how long this video is. Can't really see it on the phone. Not used to that approach. But there we go. Okay, I'm going to say cut. How do I cut? How do I end this video? Interesting. Okay, well, I'm going to try to